How many of you heard the story of Exodus? We know what happened, right? Moses came and he went and delivered God's freedom to people. And they actually experienced many great things. God opened the sea into two, and then they felt hungry. It's not that they did not have food, they did not have non-veg to eat. And that's the reason they went back to Moses and said, Moses, Egypt was better. What did they say? Moses? Egypt was better. You know why Egypt was better? Because we could eat non-veg over there. Today, that's the premise that I want to start with when we are reading this verse, when Paul says, it is for freedom that Christ has set us free. Stand firm then, and do not let yourself be burdened again by the yoke of slavery. We've been hearing how God has not only chosen us, but also God has called us. Amen? All of us are called by God, right? And now, why are we speaking about sin again? Because that's what happens, when we are God's children. Sin is always there at our doorsteps. So freedom was not an accident, and especially for us as Christians, it is a warning. Why? Because we are set free by the blood, by the love, by the sacrifice of Jesus, and we call that as God's grace. What is God's grace? Is that something that we cannot earn. But Paul wants, since now you have received Christ's freedom, be careful. You look at the Bible, it says, stand firm then, and do not let yourself be burdened again by the yoke of slavery. It speaks about freedom, the same verse, and it is speaking about slavery in the same verse. But he wants us, the warning that comes is that, that we should not give up, we should stand firm. Today, that is what I want to tell you. God gives freedom to all our lives, but it is our responsibility to take care of that freedom, to guard that freedom. In fact, in some versions, the word for guard here is stand firm. Do you know when you stand firm? In a school, I feel when there's a command given for us during a march past or something, we are very firm, right? In fact, it seems the military people, those in the army, are very